So how do you say sunny side up in Hungarian?
Actually, we say like a mirrored egg. Tükörtojás.
Tükörtojás. How was that?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Naomi Nachman, and this is Sunny Side Up. I'm sure we'll do better cooking. Welcome, Aki Schwartz, to Sunny Side Up. It is so great to have you here.
Thank you so
I've
much.
actually just come back from a trip to Hungary, and I called up Aki, and I'm like, Aki, I love the food in Hungary. So much kosher, so many kosher restaurants,
right?
So much Jewish history. And I went out to Kosherdotcom, and with Avi Klein, he took me,
yes.
and I went to the Chasam Sofa, and I explored all the different shuls in Hungary. It was a beautiful, beautiful city. And
Hungary is definitely full of history, Jewish and regular history. But of course, growing up there, I was 20 when I came here to America, so I was literally born and raised there. And my family was very much involved in the Jewish community. My father was the Rosh Hakol of the Orthodox community. He passed away 9 years ago. And our family was literally, my father, most of his friends came out to America in the late 50s or early 60s. But my father stayed because he wanted to keep up Yiddishkeit. And he was, as we call it, the one-man band. He was the Mail till Chevra Kadisha, doing it all. Bal Kaire, Bal everything.
Bal everything.
And Bal for my mother.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
And we're very glad that you're here with us. And
Thank you.
I'm really thrilled that we're going to make something Hungarian.
Yes.
Because I've got a Polish background, so it's a little different.
It's
both European.
Just around the corner.
But we really wanted to make chicken paprikash. So
yes.
I'm really excited. I had so much great food.
This is the real comfort food that now in today's day, like we all crave some comfort food after all the news that's going on. We could always use a good food.
Chicken paprikash.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get cooking. All right, what am I doing first?
So our main ingredients, as I don't know if you remember once when we were on a chop competition.
Yeah, Agi was one of the first people ever to do a chop
competition. I didn't win though.
Sorry, I wasn't the judge.
I know, but you asked me while I was cooking that what's the secret. Because it happens to be all the contestant became, one was Israeli, one was I think French, and I was Hungarian. So you had 3 different nationalities on the stage. So you came over to everybody asking them what their secret ingredients in their nationality. So when you came over to me, I don't know, I was middle of cooking and I was busy, but I just spit out our secret ingredient is love, and it got stuck to us. And I still say it, that Hungarian cooking is the warmth, is just the coziness. Most of the recipes are very, very kitchen staple ingredients that you can make out of your fridge, out of your pantry, and they're really just real comfort food.
Yeah, I'm seeing like simple.
Yes, simple and delicious.
Probably good layering of flavor. All right, what goes
first? It's all about
first?
building. Okay.
So what are we doing first? Where?
Okay, so first of all, every chicken dish that you want to make in a pot, and when you don't bake it, I like to brown it. First of all, it locks in the flavors, locks in the juices.
I always like to see it.
Especially if you use chicken on the bone. It locks in the flavor, and also when you cook in the pot itself, that's automatically flavored, extra flavor from all the scrapes that come off from the chicken or meat.
We're going to cook this on the stove.
We're going to first cook it on the stovetop. You could make it in an oven, but the original, authentic Hungarian way, they didn't have ovens. They had fire in the garden. First, we have to pat dry the chickens, because like this, the seasoning will stick to it better.
Okay.
Now we're going to sprinkle some kosher salt on it.
Okay. So what's next?
Okay. Next is some black pepper.
Okay.
We could use either freshly ground, which is of course always fresher, or we could use a regular fresh pepper.
I love the fresh ground pepper.
Nothing beats fresh.
And I also turn it though on the smaller setting. These have got a grinder in, from small to big grind, so I like it on the small
From
grind.
your grocery shelf to the chicken. Very good.
Okay.
And now we're gonna turn on the heat in our pot. I like to first heat up the pot and then put in the oil, because then the oil doesn't burn. Some people put in the oil and then turn on the pot and don't realize that the oil starts burning. So first we warm up the pot, and then...
And this is a cast iron.
Yeah,
it's a very heavy
You don't have to
duty.
use cast iron, because you know some people, first of all, it's not a cheap pot, but it's a good investment to have in every kitchen.
It's also a really good workout, because it's really heavy to lift.
100%.
Okay. Okay.
You know, whenever you
No joke, it's that heavy. Okay.
People use it for sourdough bread. I still didn't join that wagon. But
You haven't?
no, because I don't have 2 days to make a bread.
Who's got time for that? Okay.
Yes. So now that our pot is warming,
Yeah.
we're gonna put some oil so we could sear the chicken.
How much? Just a little bit?
Just like 2-3 tablespoons, just to cover the bottom a little bit.
Straight down?
Skin down.
Skin side down. That's
Yes.
important, right?
Yes. So many people. Oh, did you hear?
It's speaking to us. It's speaking.
That's right. And it says it's gonna
singing.
be delicious.
It's
Phenom.
singing. Sing. Sing food. Sing.
The harmony of the chickens.
The chicken dance. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
That's right. So the reason we put in the chicken to brown, some people skip that part, but it lacks in flavors. Now that we put in skin side down the chicken, we're gonna season with salt and pepper the other side also.
So you season it while it's
It's the easiest because you don't have to flip it around when it's still raw. Nobody wants to touch raw chicken if it's not necessary.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And by the time we season the other side, we're ready to flip it. We don't need so much, just to lock in all the flavors. It doesn't have to be fully cooked. So it's gonna cook in the delicious sauce.
It already smells. I feel like it smells like
Heaven.
Shabbos.
I know. Okay, so let's flip the chicken pieces.
What are we looking for? What color are we looking for?
Very light golden.
Light golden.
You don't want it like a roast chicken because it's perfect. Paprikash chicken.
Can we get that? Good color? This is
Perfect.
good?
This is perfection. We're gonna remove the chicken for a little bit. Then we're gonna cook our onion, pepper, garlic, and some spices. And we're gonna return the chicken and cook it in the sauce, low and slow.
Yum.
Hungarian language happens to be, years ago I learned that they had a contest between languages, and guess which language won the nicest language in Europe?
Hungarian?
No,
Italian.
no.
Okay.
Come
French.
on, that's right.
Ah.
The French.
The French.
And Hungarian in all this contest was the hardest language.
Yeah, I heard
We
it's
have
hard to learn.
Grammar is very hard. Like for us, obviously, we were born and raised in it, not hard. But when somebody needs to learn it, there are so many he, she, they. Like there's a lot of.
Like Hebrew.
I think even harder.
Wow. Okay.
Yes,
But we learn it from little kids in yeshiva, so it's easier for us. But
that's right.
It was not so easy.
When
in the
people spot me talking to my Hungarian friends in Borough Park, Hungarian, they look at me like you're too young to speak the language. Like they imagine Hungarian is only for the old bobbies.
You're the youngest person I know with a Hungarian accent.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay, we've got color on both sides. I'm putting them on this plate.
Yes, we are placing it on the chicken. Okay, and now comes building up the flavors.
Ooh.
First of all, when you think that after sauteing a chicken and your pot is dirty, no, it's not dirty. That's called flavor. First, we're gonna add onions.
I'm gonna lower it a little.
Lowered. Careful, because it's gonna sizzle away. Oh, the magic voice.
Ah, all right.
And
I'm just gonna run and get a wooden spoon.
Yes.
So we've got our wooden spoon here, and we're going to
Mix the onions.
We're going to take all that flavor bombs and we're going to put them over the onions.
Once the onions start softening up, we could add the peppers. I like to use red pepper sliced. If you want to have a shortcut, you can use the frozen sliced peppers also, but they come mixed colors, so it's pretty, but I prefer the flavor of the red peppers.
And you can skip the peppers if you don't like peppers.
That's right.
Okay.
But it does have an extra flavor, so I wouldn't. Now we could add the garlic.
Okay. Sorry, I always love to smell garlic.
If you would only invent smell-o-vision, you would love to scratch that screen.
Yeah, right? This looks fantastic.
Now we're gonna add our spice, obviously, paprika.
Paprika.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be paprika's chicken.
I brought back some paprika from Hungary.
100%. There and in Israel in the shuk, the two freshest paprika.
Yeah, delicious.
So in Hungary, they used to make like a special Pesach production, so we should have for Pesach also the same flavor. They used to make a special.
Okay.
So we add the paprika.
The whole thing.
And mix it. Now this is optional. If you like it hot and spicy, you can add cayenne pepper. Do you like hot and spicy, or we'll skip it for today?
A little bit.
A little bit, just for a kick. It's optional. So we're gonna eyeball it, because when you use on daily basis tomato paste, you can eyeball it. And now, the best part of it, in order to have a real juicy chicken, you wanna have some sauce. Some sauce was released from the onion and peppers, but not enough. So we're gonna add some stock. You can use your chicken soup. I always make a huge pot of chicken soup.
Yeah, me also.
And I mix just different size containers. You use those frozen the shapes.
The different shapes.
So I still didn't buy it, but it's a genius idea, because sometimes you just need a pop of flavor, and your chicken soup is the best for that.
You can actually freeze it. There's a company called Super Cubes.
Exactly.
And they have cubes, like an ice cube tray, but in different sizes.
Different sizes, exactly.
From 2 cups to 1 cup to a tiny amount.
Right, so sometimes you just need literally like a few tablespoons to boost the flavor of any dish.
And take it from really made, homemade
the best
chicken soup.
The best. So here we're gonna
it's
add.
starting to burn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lower the. Okay, go.
We're gonna add the chicken soup, or you can use stock. If you don't have chicken soup, there's nothing wrong using store-bought stock. Police won't come after you.
Yeah, but Manischewitz makes it in a little box.
Manischewitz's chicken stock is usually very concentrated, so even a little bit will get you a long way.
Okay, amazing.
Now that we have a very good juicy mixture, we're gonna place back our chicken. We cover it and we cook it on low, medium low, for about 40-45 minutes until it's fork tender.
So we'll see you in 45 minutes. Let's go.
That's right.
Okay, time to make the
side dish, the real, I could say authentic Hungarian, but really if you research it, it's not the Hungarians, they just stole it from the Germans. It's called Spätzle in Germany, the original version of it. It's a very, very simple ingredient food. First we're gonna start by cracking our eggs and checking it.
Kosher!
I'll do the next one. Whisk up the eggs. Super Speed Naomi is on the mission.
Okay.
Now we add, and look at that sizzle, what we get from the salsa. That just shows how fluffy it's going to be. Can you see that delicious
bubbles?
The bubbles. Mix it. And it's a very simple, as I told you, Hungarian cooking is all simplicity. Salt.
All that salt.
And the flour.
A little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time, and mix it.
My mother always says, go slow, because you can always add, you can't take out.
Same thing with the salt. You can always add salt, you can never remove it. Even though people say potato removes it, it doesn't. Then we add more. Once it gets a little bit harder to mix, that's the good texture. Perfect. To mix around things always.
So this is like a thick pancake batter.
Exactly, a thick pancake batter. For best result, you put it into the fridge for 10 minutes. If you are in a hurry and you want to just eat that nokedli right away, you could do for 2-3 minutes in the freezer for the same result.
Okay, we're going to do that now. Let's pop that in the freezer.
And meanwhile, while we do that, our water, a pot of water, is started to boil.
I'm going to the freezer.
Enjoy.
I'm back. Okay, what is the next step?
So basically, I just want to introduce you to a very handy tool that you can buy on Amazon as anything else. They come in all different shapes. My favorite one is this shape.
What's this called?
It's called, on Amazon they call it Spätzle Maker, but really...
Spätzle Maker. They actually call it Spätzle Maker.
Right. Why does it call Spätzle Maker? Because it has these tiny dots, and you put the batter over. That's why you can't make the batter too loose. If you would make the batter too loose, it would just literally just go through and you would have strings of mush. Because the batter is a little bit thicker than pancake batter, you put it on, it stays on surface until you scrape it. You have to scrape it. It does come in a different version that people like. It looks like a grater and you pull back and forth a piece. I find that it's very hard to clean it properly, and it's not an easy dishwasher safe thing, which is a huge shortcut for us if we are blessed with a dishwasher. This goes into the dishwasher, comes out clean, and the best part about it is, you're gonna see it soon, it fits right on the top of the pot. It doesn't move, you don't have to hold on. It's one hand is free, the other one you just scrape. So it's a pleasure to work with.
And it drops straight into the water.
And you drop it straight to the boiling water, and then once they float up, you have these delicious gems.
When I went to culinary school, I did a pretty intense class about 10 years ago, a series of classes in the summer, and we had to make it with a grater.
Right.
Like the way you were saying.
But with a grater, I think that then it's a dough.
It was like a dough, and it was
Yeah.
hard to make. It was
It's
not
very
easy.
hard.
I've never made it since. Should I go get the dough?
I think
Do
we
you
are
it's had
ready.
Enough time?
Let's do it.
Woo!
We're gonna give it one more whisk just to wake up those glutens a little bit.
Okay. Wakey, wakey.
Good
Yeah,
morning,
it's a bit more like a
Nokedli.
dough now. So like a little, like a thick batter, almost a dough, right?
Exactly. You
Okay.
don't want it to be like a dough that's like a challah dough. That's
Okay.
too much. Now we have boiling water, and we're gonna have some salt to make it more flavorful. Even though our dough had a little bit salt, but there's always something a little bit to salt the water. Okay, so we take the batter, we put a little bit at a time. You don't want to make too much at a time because you want it should.
Oh, it's good.
You want it should float on the
just
surface.
Okay.
And
You're gonna do the first
with
one.
the flat side, obviously, we start scraping, and it's hard to see because it's under. If we would have a camera in the pot, you would see that it's dropping.
Can we get a waterproof
Tiny.
camera?
Exactly. Can we get a diver in here? And as you slow it,
Can I go?
100%.
Like this?
Now the reason we don't use the whole batter up at the same time, because once they start floating, which is very fast, in a matter of like less than a minute, it starts floating. You want to have only enough to cover the surface. If it's going to be basically more than the surface of the pot, then one will not, the other one won't cook the same way.
Yeah, they won't cook evenly.
Right, they won't cook evenly.
Okay, we want the dough to cook evenly.
Right, when you put it directly into
you
the
don't
soup, that's fine.
Right, you don't overfill the
Right.
pot, so they shouldn't.
And
so they
now,
should cook evenly.
if you want to have the sneak peek, which is the funnest part.
Okay, you
once
ready,
you're gonna-
guys?
Magic. 3, 2, 1, and they are floating. These tiny little gems. This is called Hungarian comfort food. They look very small, but every piece. It's like, you know when you bite into the gushers? That's better. No, I mean, this is better, not the gushers. Let me show you, when you don't have the tool, then we're gonna just go very free form. You take a little bit of the dough, you drop it in, you dip in the spoon so it releases, and you'll see in 2 seconds it's gonna start floating up.
Okay, I want to try that. Okay. I put in.
Yes, and you release it until it
I
releases.
release it in the water, then I
And-
remove my spoon.
And you'll see within 10-15 seconds, you can see the bubbles, it starts floating up. Now these, because they are bigger, obviously it's a little bit longer cooking time, but also within a minute
Up
or
it
two.
goes. See how it's going up?
It's
Amazing.
now this
The
in a
next one's
good
going
hearty
up.
vegetable soup, it's the ultimate comfort food also. With a good green pea soup or any kind of soup, first of all, it thickens the soup a little bit because it has a flour base, and it just has a very, very good, it's a one bowl meal. You put this with a very good meaty mushroom, instead of mushroom barley, you can make mushroom and nokedli.
All right, I think we're ready to plate this thing up.
Ready?
I've got our Nokedli.
That's right.
Am I saying
Nokedli.
Nokedli.
It's basically
Or spätzle.
spätzle, but Hungarian we call it nokedli, so we stick to our version.
And I'm just going to call it heaven.
That's right.
Okay.
And a little bit of green.
Oh, that looks beautiful. Aki. Oh,
And there you
yummy.
go.
This is a beautiful plate of comfort food.
This is Sunday lunch in Hungary.
Really?
We
Oh,
eat fleischig by lunch. You also, Australia, right?
we eat fleischicks all the time.
All right.
Oh, okay, thank you so much, Aki, for coming
My
on the
pleasure.
show.
Enjoy.
We're going to go eat this now. For recipes and more like this, go to Kosherdotcom.
Thank you for watching.